Tackling human-induced climate change is a key challenge facing policymakers today. We know that this will require a substantial reduction in greenhouse gas emission. Such a green economic transformation entails changes in the labor market, with expected reallocation of workers across occupations and sectors. My name is Diya Nuruddin.
And I am Marina Tavares. We are from the Research Department of the IMF. And we're going to tell you about what the green economic transformation will mean for the labor market. In our research, we asked 3 questions. First, how green is the labor market today? Second, how easily do workers transition into greener jobs? And third, how can policies help workers move into the greener jobs?
To answer these questions, we collected detailed labor market data from 34 countries, mainly covering the US and advanced economies in Europe. Based on existing analysis of the tasks that workers do, we also computed green and pollution intensities for each occupation. For example, a wind turbine technician has high green intensity. Conversely, a petroleum engineer has high pollution intensity.
We found that greener jobs are concentrated among a relatively small subset of workers. Most jobs have a very low green intensity, as you see in the chart. More polluting jobs are also concentrated among a small subset of workers. In fact, we find that the lion's share of jobs are neutral, that is, neither pollution nor green intensive. We also found that the average green intensive job has an earning premium of around 7% above the average pollution intensive job. This is true when comparing workers with similar skills, gender, and age profile. This is good news, as the premium could attract workers to greener jobs. Another piece of good news is that within the US economy, green and pollution-intensive jobs often overlap geographically. This suggests that many transitions to greener jobs may not need to involve a significant relocation cost.
However, workers may still face challenges during the transition. We uncovered this when addressing the question, how easy is it for a worker to move to a greener job? Here, the data suggests that it is tough to become greener. Workers previously employed in pollution-intensive jobs only have a 7% chance of getting a new job involving any green task. On the other hand, the chance of finding a green-intensive job, if your last job was also green, is much higher, at around 50%. This doesn't mean that workers in pollution-intensive jobs have no chance of finding greener employment, but they may need some help.
So what can policies do to help? To get a better sense for the policies needed to get on the path for net zero emissions by 2050, we undertook a model-based analysis of a comprehensive policy package. The package consists of 4 instruments. First, our carbon tax to shift demand towards greener goods and services. Second, a green infrastructure investment push to jumpstart the transition. Third, a training program to help lower-skilled workers get greener jobs. And fourth, an income tax credit to support low-skilled workers.
Let's take a look at how this policy package would work in an advanced economy. The carbon tax will reduce employment in the higher emissions sector by making production in this sector more expensive. On the other hand, the green infrastructure push will increase demand for labor. Think of all the solar panels and wind turbines that will be needed. These capital goods will be produced by the higher emissions sector. Now let's move to the lower emissions sector. Here the package will increase employment. The carbon tax shifts demand towards greener goods and services, and training will help workers move into this sector. In both sectors, the income support for lower-skilled workers will stimulate employment. Overall, by the year 2032, the policy package will have reduced employment in the higher emission sector by around 3% and will have increased employment in the lower emission sector by about 2%.
The size of these labor market shifts required for the green transition are not unprecedented. In fact, they are smaller than the historical shifts from industry to service in advanced economies. That said, the start point of economies matters. Economies will face larger challenges if they have larger high-emission sectors, more low-skill employment, and labor market policies less supportive of reallocation. At the individual level, the road ahead appears rougher. Workers coming from more polluting jobs may struggle to find their way into greener ones. It's therefore important that policies aim to ease the transition through training and income support programs. This will help ensure that the path to a green economy is also an inclusive one.